get your old characters over to the Game of the Year edition. We got that done. That's good. I'm still going to do an Anthem capstone, though I'm going to wait till after the raid. Release patch notes or summary of content to be covered in stream. You can tweet, release the notes. Doesn't look like the stream went very well for Anthem. Oh, it got postponed to April 23rd. Oh, a fiber line got cut, they said. Oh, be damn. So, no Anthem stream today. There you go. No Anthem stream today. Okay, yeah, we made it to Earl's Scrapyard on the last time we played, so that's pretty good. This playthrough is actually kind of, you know, getting closer to an ending point here. Playthrough 2 so we can dive into the DLC and we'll have 1 of 4 characters done. Level 69, totally maxed out. Next week, we really need to go hard. I want to see how much progress we can make this week. There's bonus XP going on Apex Legends we need to take advantage of. But as far as things are concerned, next week we need to fucking push and try to see if we can't get another character or 2 done. The Hunter and probably Roland. We'll do the Siren last. We'll be done. And we can move on to the next thing. Which might be just hitting level 100 in Fallout Shelter. Not Fallout Shelter, but Apex Legends real quick. Or we'll just, I don't know. I guess Red Dead. It was some other game, right? We were sitting on before we started this. It's so hard to remember. Well, it's between Fallout New Vegas and Red Dead. I guess we probably would start fucking Red Dead. And then we'd move on to 2. But we're gonna do a different game in between these Borderlands games, just to keep it fresh. Die in here, sabotage! Yep. Alright, so we'll probably be here till like 2 AM, 2, 3. I need to get the fuck off here to try to... get on time. We need to be on time, man. The day goes too quick when we're not on time. And having these long streams, the earlier you start, the better off you are. Yeah, alright, so we maxed this game out, 100% it. Every character to 69, all the achievements, all the DLC, everything's YouTubed. Probably a capstone at the end of it, I hope. Be great. I would love to do a Kingdom 2 Crowns run on stream. I think I could beat it in one stream and just have that YouTube and make a capstone of that. I did a write-up, and it is my Game of the Year 2018. I'm like thinking out loud, I need to be writing this shit down. Why not Borderlands, 2 Crowns, Red Dead, and then we'll go to Borderlands 2. I wonder how long Prey's gonna be available. We fucking have an Anthem in the Division I'm also forgetting about. Holy shit. But we've just been playing Anthem on patch day. Like, we'll play it a day or 2 and enjoy the patch and then move on. That's what we've been doing there. So that we're fine there. We're caught up there. We're doing okay. Division is definitely behind, but god damn it. I don't want to be ungrateful for Steven's gift to the stream, but I knew it was going to be tough to manage between all these different projects. So we still got to figure something out there. I might just dedicate a super fucking long day to it. 2 weeks from now, and finally hit the cap and just, like, literally get on fucking early and get a good night's rest. Maybe a Sunday stream or some shit. Put the whole day into it. Hit the level cap. Get up to where we need to be so we can just start playing around patches. We want to stay up to date with it, play with Steven. Just so we don't take advantage of his gift. This 2-shot repeater has been surprisingly good. It makes me happy because I can actually work on my repeater proficiency. Oh wait, it's just pistol. Oh, I thought they had 2 categories. I don't. Also, there's at least one other guy I want to make a Borderlands Game of the Year. I think Red Dead was that, to be really honest. The other game that we were trying to play, Drew? Probably so. Need to start prepping for that run. But this game gets 100%ed yet, so I think we 100% this. We need to go ahead and just top off the Division. And then time for the Red Dead run. And after the Red Dead run is Fallout New Vegas. We hustle, we should be okay. We hustle, we stick to schedule. Which obviously I'm not the best at, but we'll be fine. Plenty to do, that's the good thing. That's the blessing. God dang. My sense of direction is still terrible, though. And then August. The plan is still in August to return to Fallout 76 and check out what's changed, what's going on there. I know they've been busy. That's going to be my last attempt, where I either stick a pin in it, say I'm never coming back to that game, or we fucking try to make it a part of our repertoire still. If we get ahead, State of Decay 2. The likelihood of getting ahead is shit, but hey, maybe. Something else that's going on too. Fucking trying to think. Oh yeah, movie night. Movie night. I'm in between either first week of May, just trying it. Be 2 weeks away. First week of May, Sunday night, Monday night. Be a Monday night, trying it. Or just canceling it altogether. Your thoughts on it begin? Oh yeah, and another thing is great episode here as I fucking work in my head. We work on the fly. The benefit of starting live, our fucking game plan for the upcoming weeks. Is shit, movie night. There was something else that came to my mind. Oh yeah, we have a fourth emote. We need to work on that. Do we want to do one of Wilso's like screen cap things? So we have another dumb one. Do everything live, yes. We want to do another one of Wilso's like weird screen caps of me looking totally obnoxious and weird, or do we want to do another cat or some shit? If we want to just do another facial screen cap, let's find one that's really exaggerated, because we got the stucco and that one works. But we need like a totally exaggerated facial feature so you can see it at that few of bits, and then I'll fucking literally submit it tonight if we want to go that route, because those are totally the easiest to do. So let me know on Discord. I can check Discord while we're live. We got one in particular we want to go ahead and submit for our fourth emote. Do a dab like taxis, and there you go. I mean, he can't even, his shoulders are so stiff, he can't even fucking straighten his arm out. It's like this. He looks like this. It's like, ugh. You can tell he's in pain. He doesn't walk. His whole posture is totally out of sync. And that's what happens when you call your once a week exercise going to the damn grocery store. I mean, that's the risk of this business, and I know that's stupid, but it's the same exact thing as any kind of office work. Sitting. You sit too much. Humans aren't really meant to sit. We're built to walk and stand. And our natural sitting posture is literally like a fucking squat. And we don't do that anymore. And our fucking whole entire posture and physiology changes as a result if you're not careful.
Look, listen.
Bro, his arms look when he cry. Oh yeah, that's right. He still has the muscle. I forgot. He still has these fucking huge forearms as he puts his bone up there. Like, look, that's my elbow and my fucking forearm bones. It's not. I have no idea what he's talking about. yeah, that's, you know, that's the occupational hazard of sitting a lot, which is, in any work where you sit a lot, which we, you know, now know. Which is why I think I probably will fucking invest in a standing desk at some point for the stream. Just to have it, one of those, you know, that you can change on the damn fly. Because there's some games where are really casual that we do with a controller, and, you know, I still controller probably 50% of the time. We're doing lots of planning and talking. This is so far in the future anyway. Here's the secret. You just get up every once in a while, you walk around, you stretch your legs. Okay, got it. I gotta rebuy my fucking Fitbit so I can walk it. Now, yo, Sinjin, what up? Von Hilger, Sinjin, how you doing, buddy? You screaming tonight? I'm definitely going to invest in a standing desk. Dude, it's worth. It's worth. Sitting is shit for you, you know? They keep finding out. Like, sitting is fine, actually. As long as you, like, you know, do shit. You get up and walk around, you stretch, whatever, you're fine. Yo, Von Hilger, how you doing today, Sinjin? Thanks for being here, buddy. Appreciate it. What's the 10-year plan? The 10-year plan is apparently to get a minimum wage job. That was the oddest thing I've ever heard. The whole thing, he's like, I used to have an extremely close friend. Extremely close. His name was Seth. And Seth had a very bad habit. As much good as was in him, because he had plenty of good. He's an electrician. Hardworking. He's a smart guy. He was a great friend of mine. One time, my best friend. He had a habit of lying. And it started early. And it's hardly his fault. But his parents were super strict. And so, this became a thing. Where he had to tell his parents one story. And tell me another story, etc. In order to be able to, like, hang out and stay the night and play games together. And it's a habit that stuck with him as we got older. And it frustrated the hell out of me. And I won't say any more than that out of respect for him. But the green is better than the white. What am I doing? As far as selling, I'm just looking to sell shit. And that's tax season. Tax season's 10 times worse. But yeah, that's a very frustrating personality trait to see that. When you get into the fucking habit of telling lies and excuses, it becomes so hard to keep them straight. And I just fucking roll my eyes. I can't even finish any of those tax season videos anymore, Wilso, because it's just excuse, man. And some people deal with so much shit in their lives. Let's say there's fucking our own guys, our own soldiers are in Iraq and Afghanistan right now dealing with the fucking heat. Dealing with potentially getting their ass shot off every day. And he's, woe is me. Oh, come on, that is a shitty invisible wall. And that reload's wonderful, though. But so I think that the whole, you know, he's had that sit-down talk with his parents, and now there's money. Now his parents apparently paid for the trip out of the blue. 2 days later, he doesn't tell that story originally, right? My current desk is bad. What's your current desk, Sinjin? My bad, I should have. Hey, how are you, Sinjin, by the way? How you doing? Epic T-pose. So the Sunday podcast where he explains the wedding, but I think it worked, but yo, I'm back again. Well, welcome back. How are you today? Are you going to stream today? And thanks for being here, Sinjin. His original story doesn't involve that his mom paid for the trip. Now it does, because he's like, oh man, I guess he figured he better elaborate on how the fucking periodic recurring tax season syndrome was not at all a total, you know, farce. So he figures it out. Comes up with a pretty good lie, but it takes him a couple days. And your lies just start to bounce. Like, he said he worked at that helicopter place, and he dealt with Donald Trump. Yeah, fucking right. And Trump wouldn't pay his bills. Oh, yeah. But then Trump would give him a lump payment. Tax season's so big that he denied Donald Trump credit at the helicopter place, and he saw people die But then days later, he didn't see people die. And it gets to be unbearable. Like, they're funny. They're funny as hell. And then they're not, just because it gets so frustrating. I'm doing great. My current desk is just this old, super heavy old thing that I took apart so I could transport it easily. That worked actually, but it is heavy as all hells. Reminds me of my brother's desk. My brother, when we started the video game company, wanted a new desk, so we went to Goodwill. And for some reason, it was a lucky day in July, and the Goodwill was absolutely stocked with desks. And we found this massive bastard made in like 1965, and it was just fucking wood, just random wood thrown together. Probably weighed 500 pounds. We bought that thing for 50 bucks. It was a great desk. He still has it, but you can't move the bastard anywhere. He's got a whiteboard that weighs every bit of 600 pounds. We moved up. His room is upstairs. And now you like... all the stuff that we moved up there is... good luck ever moving it. Talk about someone who suffers from what I call endless lie syndrome. Yeah, endless lie syndrome, right. They're not a pathological liar, which is like different, right? Because that's like an illness. You literally can't but lie. And it's different when you're just in the habit of lies. And what happens with those people, man, is they start to be able to believe their own lies. And like, tax season's much better than Seth at that negative trait, because my buddy couldn't keep the story straight, and that's what frustrated me and made me know that he was full of crap. But tax season, he just doesn't even care. He just whines too much, dude. Like his body, he says his body is breaking down. His body at 30 years old from being a YouTuber and a streamer is breaking down. What? It's just not even in the realm of reality. Like, yeah, you sit a lot, alright, but if you exercise and you take care of yourself and eat right, the occupational work hazard of a streamer, YouTuber, anybody who works in an office, isn't very high. Whereas there are many carpenter, an electrician, insulator, roofer, anybody in construction, welding, who by the time they are 60, their body's pretty beat up. Pretty beat up. Bad backs, bad everything. Some kind of injury, head injuries, like whole 9 yards. Both my dad and grandpa worked in the oil fields, hard manual labor, and you know, shit gets hurt along the way. It's better than it used to be, but it's still really, it's hard work. And he's comparing like oil rig work or crab boat fishermen or construction work with doing this. And I've done manual labor. I've been a roustabout. When I need money for the stream, I'll work in the summer and do anything. Landscaping, roofing, painting, whatever. Handyman. Instead of doing a fundraiser, I'll go and I'm able-bodied. I go and, you know, do some work. And get an injection of cash instead of like having a fucking begathon. Because that's the honorable thing to do. Like, you know, I never would take unemployment, for instance, because what the fuck? You gotta have some self-respect, right? That stuff is only there for people who really need it. I don't not believe in that stuff, by the way. Like, if you're a single mother with 200 kids, that's why that's there. That's why that's there, to make sure you and your kids don't go hungry. But it's not for people like me that have an able body and an able mind. You know, not as in I'm like super athlete or intelligent or anything, just that I have potential. I'm healthy. I can work. I want to work. So, you know, he doesn't. That's the difference. And usually we shame people, but he's not ashamed of it. Yeah, pathologically is a serious thing. I actually suffered from endless lie syndrome for a while, but managed to get myself out of it. Because that shit was no good. Really? What was that like, Von Hilger, to be in that loop, dude? Literally every job I had before this, except for 2, are hard manual labor. Streaming gets me tired, but not the same. More of a social exhaustion, really. Right. You use your voice, you know, and it is a job. It is a job, all right? You know, when people are like, get a job, get a job. Tell me what the difference between this and being a radio DJ is. We're totally fine that, you know, the top 40 hits Casey guy and Midnight in the Desert with whoever. I can't remember these guys' names, but the point still stands. You know, being a radio broadcaster is sitting in a booth, talking into a microphone. Sometimes you interview guests. A lot of the time you do music. You can make a lot of money being a syndicated radio host like Howard Stern or anybody else. That's our job. That's our work. We happen to work in the medium of video games. That's what I think anyways. That's my opinion on the topic. We're fine. The society's fine with considering Howard Stern employed, but there's this mixed idea that a streamer isn't a real job. It is a job. It is a job. But, as you're saying, you could be doing insulation or roofing in the summer heat, and that's considerably harder physically. Mentally, it's not, no. And, you know, there is, okay, people hate this, but it's real. There is an aspect of playing the same damn game every day. For some reason, when you stream a game and you play a game, it's two totally different things. I guess it's because you know you're playing for an audience. I'm not really sure, but it's just different. What's up? How you doing, Charles? Thanks for being here, bro. I work hard, giving you guys free shit. Gameplay. You know, well, so I've got it's a mixed thing for me because I'm a streamer myself, right? So I can't, like, I'm not gonna shit on it. I can't. It's what I'm trying to do. But it's his complaining that gets under my skin personally, Will. So I don't know how you feel about it, though. You have to let me know because you know a lot more about this subject than I do. Stressful, so damn stressful. I bet it was stressful. I bet, you know, it's hard. That's why I was pissed at him. I was pissed at him because, you know, I loved him as a friend. I'd known him for years and years and years and years and years. So you come to love those people, you know. I was his best man at his wedding. Like, yeah, there's love there. You get love for your brothers, for your best friends, and it was a disappointed anger, you know, that I wanted, like, I just didn't know why the fuck he wasn't being honest. Seth, yeah, Seth, you know, of course, I knew him since I was a little kid, so of course, you know, as a friend, I loved him, but he just, too many lies, so there was a breaking point in our friendship, because you know, he was like, another thing was just maturity, which is weird, because he was employed, you know, he was doing well, he's an apprentice as an electrician, he's probably a journeyman now, and well, we were moving on different stages of our life. Like, I was really moving past the whole college thing. So no more, like, you know, parties, no more any of that shit. I was just over it. And it was time to move on. He wasn't yet. And that starts to put a rift between you. Because now you're getting interests in 2 totally different ways. And, also, like, he thought we were going to hang out every single weekend, and I just knew since he was married now and, you know, busy, that wasn't a possibility. So the way that I structure time is different, too. Basically a big maturity thing, and then just, like, you have to, in order to set good schedules, you got to be honest, and yada, 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 yada. It's a long story. It's not worth recanting, both, you know, because it's boring, and it's personal, and it's not right to air dirty laundry. Because he is a great guy, actually. You know, besides our ending, like, I don't know where he is. And we're talking about it on stream, which is awkward enough. But I really do respect him. He's a good hard worker. He's a great guy. He's a good friend of mine for a long time, so. Anyway, you know. I think I'm talking about it just because you're doing commentary and certain things come to your mind, and that's something that comes to my mind every once in a while. It's like, oh yeah, I had this friend for like 20 years. And we suddenly were no longer friends. And basically overnight. But that shit happens, man. Holy crap. I mean, it's 3 o'clock and I dated 7 years. Almost. Gone. In a night. Yeah, the stress of keeping up a lie is not worth even telling the lie. It's true. It's true. I do believe in white lies. I'll be honest with you. I do believe in white lies. Like, you know, as something we can relate to video games is... I wish I could compare with what I actually have equipped. Is that one mother in Fort Tarsis who loses her son. Like, maybe that's a situation where it's the same shield, but how much more? 873, and I think ours is 824. You know, maybe it was worth lying to her. 30 more. Well, this happened, you know, 4 years ago. It actually happened right around the start of the stream. Von Hilger. I mean, it is what it is. You can lose so much worse, man. I read this great book a couple years ago. I gotta go and revisit it. I'm gonna do it. It's called 13 Things Mentally Strong People Do, and the lady who wrote it, it's a great book. Really good. She went through a lot of shit in a very short period of time. Like, she lost her husband, and then years later, she got remarried and lost him too. They died. Both of them died. And when she was married to her second husband, you know, she managed to fall back in love. Like, he lost his dad, and like they lost family members, and it was just really, really rough. And a lot of that came like back to back to back to back, and she had to find a way to be strong. So the amount of shit that can happen to you in life can get really intense, really rough. So, you know, on the spectrum of things that could happen, it's not so bad. And as I said, I wish him well. I mean, I don't begrudge people. I try not to hold grudges. It's not really healthy, even remotely, so. I'm big on just like, I wish him the best, really do. I think before I came, yeah, he was gone before the stream started. He was there for the first stream, which, you know, was, I think I didn't even have audio. I had to try to figure it out, so. Yeah, our friendship didn't last. It didn't last the stream. But, you know, some of that is also the nature of chasing a dream. And TNT Productions is a dream. It's always been a dream. Still chasing it. You're gonna lose people. You're gonna lose people along the way. That's part of the sacrifice of it. I think you're playing Anthem after this. All right, Charles, go for it, buddy. They delayed the stream, so until April 23rd, Charles. So there's no news coming in. He's the best, you jelly. Tax season. Do you think he did lie though, Wilso? Do you think that all the funds really did go towards this wedding? What is like crazy though is that suddenly the tale that his parents were dying has evaporated. It's gone. Remember, not only his mom is dying, but suddenly his dad is dying too at the same. It's not good. He hasn't told us about it because it's not good. They're dying, dude. It's just not something to joke about. Not even remotely. Those double repeaters are good. Mag on that sucks. I've lost a parent, obviously, which is, you know, whatever. We're not here to recant any of that bullshit or, you know, woe is me. But I know other people that have lost parents, and yeah, it's a brutal experience that you never really get over. You never truly get over it, and that's low, dude. Really low. He's like, oh, fuck you. You got all outraged because someone was like asking about his parents. Fuck you, man. They're clearly fine. The odds of them both just miraculously getting sick around at the same time, they just weren't good, was the description. They just weren't good. Whatever that means. There's no illness. There's no disease. Come on, man. That's low. To pull that card. This isn't gonna be sustainable. You know that things are getting rough. It's the last, you know, he's gonna lose the house, all this shit. Now his parents are dying. He always puts it, he always has to up it one more step, you know? It's always gotta go one more extreme up. The last time it was that he overdrafted on his bank account, he's behind on his bills, the house was going, cat was, you know, like sick and all this. Okay. It's not good. So people came and they supported. And then it was like, oh, it came due again. And so... this situation had to become even more dire. So we're losing the house, the bills are overdue, the bank account's strapped, he's working himself half to death. He's nearly dead, his body is physically exhausted, and oh, by the way, my parents are dying. Is he in fucking Auschwitz? Durkenheim? Like, what the... Yeah, I want to chase the dream more, but certainly I've come up and it's been shown that I may not want to go into business with my brother. Life changes. Sometimes family and money don't mix. It's, you know, a sad reality. It's a sad reality. That's Wild Jack. But it is what it is. If you know that, then just don't do it so you don't gotta go through that shit. What's your dream exactly, Sinjin? That bucket didn't do shit. Oh yeah, I'm gonna die. Look how quick I'm bleeding out. It's over. It could be gone to the wedding, they got married as fucking parents. No money to spend aside from the license. I mean, unless they didn't want a big wedding. So in this case, you're a believer in what happened. Because it sounded like originally when you had messaged me on Twitch that you weren't a believer in this tale. He could just be cheap and just wanted to elope and not do a big wedding. I actually don't care either fucking way. This isn't something to lose sleep over. I do not care even remotely. But the attitude is something to behold. Because for being older now, he still has maintained a super negative attitude. It was good to die that way so we didn't neutral him. What's up, yo freak show? Sinjin, I'm going to open a coffee gaming shop for tabletop gaming and drinking coffee. Gypsum, that's what you'll call it? Before, actually, I've worked with him many times and loved all the jobs. So, oh, then why wouldn't you go into business together? If that's your dream, then what's worrying you about going into business? Okay, I think he has, which is why... Okay, it couldn't have, because they got married at his fucking parents' house. No money to spend aside from the license. I think he had it, which is why he established a sole proprietorship in late 2017, but he's oversold it for almost 2 years at this point. The bank is foreclosing the CT apartment. He said he's going to call the mortgage company and be like, I can't make these payments, I told you guys, so it's your fault. All they're going to hear is I'm lazy and can't pay. He specifically cited not letting the trolls know his personal info, but his fucking address is on the internet. No one ever calls him or ambushes him or whatever. So you're saying, Will, so that you think he did have a tax problem, but the tax problem was solved, and now he is like bankrolling on it, or? As far as taxes are concerned in business, this idea of a fundraiser, I'm not so sure about. Because a lot of it is you just have to save your money. It's bullshit. Nobody likes taxes. It is what it is, but it's a part of living in a civilization. You pay your taxes, and it sucks. And they do tax, you know, small and medium business way too much, I think. But basically, your responsibility is to save your money. You got to budget your money, and they say you save about 30 to 40% of your money. You'll make your taxes. You'll be okay. If you watch your expenses and you're smart and you only pay yourself a certain amount, and the rest goes into your savings, then you'll make your taxes. And that's pretty much what it takes. And I just don't know that he's engaging in that discipline of, you know, like, I'm only gonna allow myself so much money. Like Warren Buffett only pays himself $100,000 a year. I'm gonna pay myself so much, the rest goes into savings, and when the taxes come due, he's got himself a nice goose egg and pay out the taxes and keep a savings account. But you've got to be able to have, the bad thing about Twitch and the good thing about YouTube is you got to have reliable income to really start. You got to have a steady pay, and Twitch is not steady pay. You just don't know from one month to another. That's why subs are so important, because that's the closest thing you get to steady, knowing what you can do and what you can't do. Whereas YouTube, it's passive. You know, so long as you have some videos that have a certain minimum amount of views a month, and you've got an ad on them, you can start to bankroll on that. Not get rich necessarily, but you at least know how much you're gonna get and form a budget. One thing, his girl. Oh, this is the girlfriend is really into Destiny too. You guys don't get along? Sinjin. Thanks for being here, Freak Show. I appreciate it, buddy. He specifically cited the trolls. According to him, the state said he owed money, but I couldn't tell him how much. How much for a year? Give me a break. Yeah, well, that situation's odd. You know, all around, it's odd. There's many levels of it that are odd, like that his accountant will now get him a payment plan, and like the payment plan might be bad, but it's just so random. There's not many hard numbers, and he came to Washington, and Washington suddenly screwed him, but he owed back taxes. Like, it just, the whole situation is convoluted. It does seem like there's an original sin. And the original sin is that, like Brian Tracy says, the business guru, your first step to any business dealings, to any financial dealings, you got to get out of debt. That's step one. Get out of debt. That's number one before you do anything else. So, like, my big thing before I can really do massive upgrades to the stream, even though I really want to do audio this year, is I need to get rid of my debts. Which, my debt is my student loan. And I'm getting there. But then, you know, then you don't owe anybody anything. That's step one, and then you can start to do it. And I think that when he got the big paydays back in the heyday of YouTube, when you could literally film a screen, get those contracts and shit. And he's not alone in this, by the way. I don't think it's because he's personally, like, valuable. 80% of NFL athletes and professional athletes go broke first year after they're retired. He got it overnight. You know, it got it overnight. A blessing of our slow process here on Twitch is we definitely will not have done it overnight. But it'd be like, you know, if in our first year on Twitch we suddenly made $100,000. Like, I wouldn't have spent it right. I know that for sure. I don't blame him, but it does seem like he was one of these people that made a lot of money really quick and didn't really use it accordingly, sadly. Okay, Drew, that's fine. Yeah, I'll probably be on Apex later tonight for sure. Do some grinding. Oh no, we got along. I'm commissioner to do my emotes and some other art. Actually, I love her. The problem is my brother and how he approaches his relationship. He's letting her problems affect his decisions, and there's more to it. That isn't for the stream. Oh, okay. According to him, the state said he owed, but he couldn't tell him. Not accounted, but it's always a tax attorney. In any case, half his mods have left because they're tired of tax talk. Do you have an opinion on that, Wilso? You know, he does well. I think that he because he's a YouTuber, he's a little bit oblivious to the fact that his streaming does really well. He's been able to move his YouTube career over to Twitch successfully. Man, I'm sucking on this guy. I might just run him over. And he has some streams that do really well. His viewership is really strong. His follow number is great. His unique views are great. Like, statistically, he is a very successful Twitch streamer. He's probably in the 0.1%. And I don't know that he appreciates that. You know, he always feels like it's like going under the bus, but in Twitch terms, he does really well. And he does really well, and yet he's a streamer. Oh god, TOS, I guess we're, you know, kind of tickling at the fringes here, but he was basically, you know, he waits for the money. He bits the tips, and then he asks and answers questions. And sometimes he would just, like, when he's playing Call of Duty, he has fun, which is good, but he finds a house, hides, PUBG the same thing, and then just sits there and waits for the money to come. And it comes. And that's like kind of that YouTube career that started by filming the screen, flooding into his streaming, because the whole thing, the Twitch thing and YouTube thing is so insanely competitive now. You need to be professional. You got to set yourself apart. You're competing against half the fucking human population half the time. It's insanely competitive. I'm gonna die again to this motherfucker. He was grandfathered in pretty much. I'm gonna have to change my tack. Ooh, ooh. Oh, and I had one more shell. One more fucking shell. Yo. Hey. Watch out. Here we go. Something else. Something else is a real talent over there on Mixer. This man's got a nuclear engineering degree. He's super smart. He's funny. He's charming. He is the Regis Philman of Mixer. Something is a great guy. Please check him out. Very talented guy. Going for shit though. I'm not focused. Sitting here doing something stupid, which is talking about other people. Anyway, in my opinion, it's past prologue. It's like the 4th time en masse in 5 years. Past is prologue. Do you have a specific time in mind? I don't, Drew. I'm just gonna try to make good progress here, then move over to some Apex grind. We got like 1K gifted in December, so we had a big payout in February, so it was a bit difficult even for his months to believe that money was tight. Then you had the surprise element. Well, he has a couple videos that are sort of viral on YouTube, right? And there's a lot of YouTubers who I think quit doing YouTube just because you can make a lot of... You hooked the wrong dog. You make passive income on those viral videos. And you just keep making money. People keep getting the ads on them, and you can have a video 5-6 years old and still make good money. Dude, this guy just does a shit ton of damage, that's why. Oh my goodness. He one-shot us again. I'm gonna run him over. I want the XP, but this guy's pissing me off, dude. He's pissing me off. He's two-shotting us. Hey, I'm not streaming tonight. Okay, okay. Just doing your work thing tonight, Sinjin. Thanks for being here, Sam. Appreciate it, buddy. How's your Borderlands? I know you've been going hard on the Borderlands. That's another thing. You should talk about YouTube the same way it does taxes. Now nothing. Nothing changes. How do you feel about the 10-year plan to get into the workforce again? which again was, you know, a series of impossibilities. And that's the thing that I have to stop watching him, is this series of impossibilities he presents gets under my skin. He can't do it because of this reason, this reason, this reason. He's just so many excuses. So many fucking excuses, dude. Close the shit out of me. A big, sick, 666! Because I hate it myself. I hate it when I do it to myself, is make excuses for my bad behavior. Make excuses when I fall short. Make excuses when I suck. You know, when I'm being a bitch. Because there is no excuse. It's on you. It's on you. If you wanted it, if you could do it, you'd do it. Other than that, you failed. You know, I can't do it because this and that, and this and that, this and that. Yo! Hey, watch out. Big, sick, 666! Big, sick, 666 is funny. He's got a great tenor to his voice. He's got a ride or die community that love him. He plays a wide version of games. He's a veteran. This man is the closest thing you can get to a master craftsman of Twitch. He knows the algorithms. He's experienced on the format. He's got a community. He's growing by leaps and bounds every day. This man is a veteran. He knows his stuff. You can come to him from advice. He will help you. He will help you. In 10 years, he'll have in employment. He has employable skills, though, if he knows, like, if that's actually what he's looking to do. You just got to know how to sell it. But he's built his own business, and he knows computers well enough to do what he's doing. He knows how to build a community. He knows how to do social media. He could get a job in the industry, probably, as a social media. If he wants to get a job, his best bet is the video game industry. There's many a streamer and YouTuber who is able to make that transition if that's the way you want to go. Finally. Apparently this thing is a god gun, though it wasn't before. Well, yeah, that doesn't help him much. That doesn't help him much, but thank God it didn't actually involve, you know, seeing his privates, so he might be alright. But, you know, people appreciate that. When I did my ROTC interviews and I talked about, like, little businesses that I'd started in high school, that helped me get in the front door. It helped me get in the front door. I just, you know, instead of being like, well, these were random ass shits that I did that, you know, aren't conventional resume experience, so they don't mean anything. I put them on my resume and sold it as I started a business, and I made this, you know, much money, and I got a following here and did this and that. They respected it. Yeah, all right. What conversation are we having? We're talking about tax season because a bunch of drama happened there where there was another massive fundraiser. His parents were dying, then they weren't. You know, and Sig, I think that you'll empathize with this, I hope. You know, your dad had a stroke. You've been there where your parents really aren't well, and it's hard. And as I said to the stream, it's something you don't really ever get over is if you lose a parent. And what tax season did was tell his stream that both of his parents were suddenly out of the blue sick. They weren't good. They weren't good sick. They were dying. And then he, basically the fundraiser was a success, and he went over and had this trip, and now the parents are fine. They're fine! And I think that was probably the lowest. Finished up main story on Saturday on stream, started Darkness last night. I saw you got those achievements, that's cool. So I'm likely gonna finish that offline and continue on 2 where I was on stream. I saw you've been streaming 2 as well. How's 2 been treating you? Something. Loving this weather though. God almighty, it's so nice to have warm weather and get some sun.
Drive on, drive on.
Toxic. I hear the weather is amazing. Dude, the weather has been just beautiful. Just beautiful. Did you have no comment on the topic, Sig? How is your dad, by the way? I think it'll probably storm tonight because we're almost up to 80. I'm guessing that means in Georgia it's probably 155 degrees, but we'll probably get a storm tonight. But either way, it was a long winter and I'm loving the spring. Back Saturday, I get to do yard work and I'm actually excited about it. It always starts that way. The first time you get to mow the lawn and like get out there and actually work outside for a day, it's always like, yeah, man, I can't wait. It's gonna be a great summer. And then you get to June, you're like, fucking gotta mow the lawn, damn it. I'll mow that damn lawn. This has been good. Was playing with Call Me Zin, one of the other battle guys I keep in touch with. Still love Death Trap as much as always. Nice. How's work been going? Something? Are you still on the job hunt? I know it seemed like there for a few months you were always on the job hunt. Like 85 degrees. Getting up there. He's doing good. Thanks for asking. I mean, I guess I missed out on who we were talking about and what it sounds like went well and his parents were suddenly better. Yeah. Just never mind. I don't know how the hell this guy was two-shotting us with this thing. Fucking the stupid ass funky bullets are enough. I mean, they're doing 1,000, but they're missing 95% of the time just because of this wiggly, zigzaggy shit they do. Who are you looking forward to in Borderlands 3? I haven't got a chance to ask your initial thoughts, and you picked it to 3. I'm the most excited about the most obvious one. I think most people are most excited about Flak. I want to see the Beastmaster in action, though. I'll probably play Gabby. It's between Gabby. You know, we just don't know enough about Zane. I don't think anyone's excited about Zane that I know. People are trying to be excited about Zane, but we just know so little about him. I just need to know more in general, though. I need to know how they're stepping it up. Because Borderlands 2 was really just, you know, it was a leap forward. Like everything 1 did and did right and just exponential leap forward. And I need to know how 3 is, I really want to know how 3 is going to step up the game again. That to me is the most important thing that I think about for Borderlands. But yeah, probably either Scrap or Gabby or Moxie, whatever, the fucking mech girl. Or Iron Bear robot and Vladoff. The Vladoff armor has me interested, but I think Scrap looks badass. For most, to be honest. Give me that, yeah, that Iron Bear, right. Those, her and Scrap. I just don't think we don't know enough about Zane. We don't know enough about Zane. I want to know more. If we know more, maybe more people will be excited about him. But if he's just like another, you know, Zero, he's probably going to be the most generic of the 3. Or the 4. But I hope we have more than just those 4. I mean, they've gotten so good at developing characters. I just don't know why they would do only those 4. I would love to see them all come back. Maybe with some touches, but Borderlands, the pre-sequel, to me, did the best character design they've ever done. As far as the skill trees, the synergies, that there were multiple builds within each character. There was so many interesting things that were done with those characters. And they've gotten amazing at it because of Battleborn. I mean, they did 30 playable characters, each with skill trees, left, right, and middle. So they know how to make characters. They've gotten extremely good at it. And they're only going to do 4? I mean, I'm sure they'll do more in DLC, but I still want to see the evolution. And it almost is like it's 3, so it almost would seem to me to make sense to do like 8 OG starters. I don't know. From pre-sequel, but I'm interested in what he has to offer. But it's been how many years since pre-sequel? I mean, it has to evolve some. To be honest, Timmy the Doppelganger from pre-sequel was fucking amazing. I think him, Claptrap, and the Baroness are the best characters they've ever made. Because they were so versatile. You could do so many different things with their trees. Like in Borderlands 1, there's like 1, and Lilith there's 3 builds. Brick there's 2. Roland there's really 1. Morty there's a couple. And that's it. Like a couple that are really viable at the end. Borderlands 2, it changes up a little bit, but then you get to OP levels and it's the same, basically the same shit. Like 1 or 2 are viable. 1 or 2 builds are viable for each character. Kinda. Only if you want to be completely weird. But there really is a meta build for each one. But pre-sequel wasn't like that. Pre-sequel, there were 3 or 4 builds for each of those characters. And especially if you were playing co-op, there were even more. So I just need to know how they've stepped that up, because they did a good job in pre-sequel, but people shit on pre-sequel. So, yeah, you know, obviously you're a Borderlands guy, I'm a Borderlands guy, most of us are Borderlands people, we're all super fans, we're really excited, we can't wait, but I do think they have to fucking let us know that it's evolved. That Gearbox, the people doubt them too much. What have they done to revolutionize it this time? Because if it's the same old, we'll love it, but will everyone else? If it's just Borderlands 2 and you know, again? I think it needs to be ready for 2019, 2020. Alright, I'm gonna head out. Sinjin, Homestead, I'm watching. I'll catch you guys later. Alright, Sinjin, later, Von Helga. See you, buddy. Sinjin, see you, dude. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I need to look more at Borderlands 3. Yeah, dude. Look more at Borderlands 3. Good, Von Helga. You have a good day. You have a great day. Fantastic day. You have a fabulous day. Superior day. Wonderful day. Great day. Good day. See you, Sinjin. 5 years. Thank you, Wilso. Yeah, so it's been a minute. You know, 5 years ago, I think they made the best characters they've ever made. I think they stepped it up again with Battleborn. I mean, think about that. You had 30 characters that not only had interesting builds and build diversity within themselves, at least 1 or 2 builds for most characters, especially with gear, but then you had these synergies with all the other characters. So yeah, I need to know they've stepped it up. You know, it could be that they just fucking got hard up on money. Because they're doing a lot right now. They're doing a lot. Gearbox Publishing, they're making a Brothers in Arms game. Battleborn apparently didn't sell well. But everyone says. I mean, it probably didn't sell well, but I don't know that it lost them money. Maybe it did, but I don't think it did. In the long run. Especially because there's always the whale of microtransactions. I'm sure Battleborn had its whales. So, they're doing a lot, and it's been a long time since Borderlands 2, but Borderlands 2 still manages to have like 40,000 people play it on Steam, so they're still probably making a shit ton of money on Borderlands 2. And 1. And now the game of the year for 30 bucks. They just made money on a 10-year-old game. I just don't think they're hurting for money, so I don't think they would do the desperate, like, oh shit, we gotta get a Borderlands out. Oh hell. Better just, what do we do? Just recycle it. I think even us fans don't want to recycle. We don't want it to be, because we already have 2. We already enjoy 2. We already enjoy pre-sequel, some of us. I think it would be not great if they rehash. Keep it Borderlands, no fucking doubt about it, but sequel. Bigger, better. I'm excited, really excited though. Can't wait, man. Well, I can wait, because we'll have to wait, but yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fucking great. Wasn't there one guy who spent 10K on Battleborn? Was there? Probably. I know there was an article we read pretty recently, Wilso, about like how EA fell in love with the microtransaction thing because there was one guy that spent thousands and thousands there was multiple people spending thousands of dollars on Mass Effect 3 microtransactions. That's when they were like, this is the model. This is the model for us. No more of this unit by unit. You sell one game for 60 bucks, put it on a server, and you keep making money on it. I'm assuming Tyrell's hanging out with his friend and we won't have him till the evening. Probably by the time the evening rolls around, I'll switch on over to Apex. Well, it is evening, I guess, but, you know. Suppose that'd be all the missions. Claptrap would be bugging us if it wasn't all the missions. Yeah, you know, I've tried Mad Jack's pistol and I'm not digging it. That thing's probably still a fucking beast, but I like that double repeater just because it's interesting. And it does good damage. I have faith in them. I think they'll deliver. If they rehash old characters, I'll eat my words. But with Battleborn, I think they learned a lot more about synergy, variation, and build, so I have faith and really excited. I'm really excited too, something. Don't think I'm shitting on him. Don't even remotely think I'm shitting on him, because I love Gearbox just as much as you love Gearbox. We're both fanboys. I think that's why we're really good friends. We both, you know, this is like